Welcome back, guys. Today's Cup Day, the NBA Cup, Friday, November 29th. I'm off. I'm off. I'm off of a good day. I'm off of a really good day. So I'm excited to keep it moving. Let's not waste any time. We got a lot of games to talk about. You can find all of my official bets that I release personally with my own money at Twitter at Easy Money Wins. Again, at Twitter at Easy Money Wins. I already released 2 bets there for Friday's games, so let's talk about them. All right, so I didn't have a chance because today's Thanksgiving. I'm literally doing this podcast at midnight Thanksgiving. And there's a couple injury news stuff that's come in, but I'm kind of going to do this show on the fly. So, sorry, excuse me, guys. So let's get into it. Let's not waste any time. I got a lot to talk about. I don't want the show to go too long. So, New York Knicks at the Charlotte Hornets. We can keep this one kind of fast, guys. I will be on the New York Knicks first quarter, first half. I'm already on them full game at -11. And honestly, I don't think that they can make the number high enough. And I say that because, first off, the Knicks are coming off of a loss in Dallas. Not a very good loss. They kind of got blown out. They did get blown out. This will be the last game of a road trip, and then they're back home Sunday. So not a back-to-back for them. They're back home Sunday against the Pelicans. So they're focused on this spot, guys. They're focused on the spot. And Charlotte, the Hornets, will be without LaMelo Ball. And honestly, they don't have anybody, guys. Miles Bridges is out. Grant Williams is out. Nick Richards is out. Mark Williams is out. LaMelo Ball is out. Trey Mann is out. So they literally only have Brandon Miller. That's it. And Seth Curry. Seth Curry can shoot the ball pretty well, but he's not like a drive and create kind of guy. So that's all they got, guys. That's it. Brandon Miller. He's the show. And against the Knicks, who have like 5 guys who can go for 30, I'm sorry. And the Knicks are pissed off. We'll keep it short and sweet, guys. I love the Knicks first quarter, first half. Already made a 4-unit play on -11. And I am going to look at that Charlotte Hornets first half under, whatever that total is going to be. I cashed that last game against the Heat. Even if the Knicks run the score up, like maybe the Hornets score a lot of garbage time, but in the first half, I don't think so. Knicks should probably play some fairly good defense in the first half. And that over-under in the first half, I get 53, 52.5. That'd be fantastic. And the total's going down, so that's helping us get value on the Hornets team total under in the first half. I really think that's going to hit. I think team total under first quarter, team total under first half. I really, really like that. Okay, no more need to talk about that game. I mean, the over-under is 221.5. I kind of lean. It's tough. That's tough because I can see the Knicks getting 130 in this game and the Knicks covering that over by themselves. So I'm going to stay off of that total, guys. That's a weird total. I would lean under, but I don't feel great about it. All right, next game. We have the Cleveland Cavaliers at the Atlanta Hawks. And these 2 teams literally just played on Wednesday, and Atlanta beat them at Cleveland. So that was a really big game for them. Oh, also, guys, Charlotte's on the first of a back-to-back on today with New York. Oh, and also, guys, also really, really important, that New York game's at noon. So it's at noon Eastern time. So you got to get those bets in. I'm telling you, that New York, that's free money in the morning, guys. I'm telling you right now. New York, the Knicks, they're going to win first quarter, first half, and full game. They're going to smoke them. That's free money. I'm telling you guys. So get that bet in. It's a noon game. All right, back to Cleveland. In Atlanta, let me pull up the NBA Cup group standings, guys. Sorry, let me pull it up because I think this is the last game for some of these teams. I think this is the last one. I know this is Atlanta's last one. I'm pretty positive on that. NBA Cup standings. Let me see. Okay, so Atlanta is 2-1, and Cleveland is 1-1. So this is the final game for Atlanta. This is the 3rd game for Cleveland. Okay, so Cleveland's 1-1. I mean, basically, it doesn't really affect me too much, honestly, how I'm looking this game. I'm only looking Cleveland. I'm looking Cleveland in revenge obviously, and on the road, we're going to get a better number here probably. I haven't looked at the line. Let me see what the line is. It's -7. Actually, I could see Atlanta staying close in this game. Even though they're off a win against Cleveland and probably feeling satisfied, Atlanta's just such a weird team. Like with them with points as an underdog, I actually like them to cover that and Cleveland to win. Cleveland first quarter, first half, that might be a really good look. And then this game does start at 2:30 Eastern time, so this is kind of another early game, just to keep that in mind. I kind of do lean. I just know the Hawks are feisty. And it's hard to go against the Hawks just because they have a good roster. They just don't play any defense. They don't finish games well. But if you're getting 7 points with them at home, that's feels a little bit rich in my opinion. Cleveland's next game is Sunday against Boston at home, but even though they do care about that Boston game a lot, they care about Atlanta right now. They want to get Atlanta. They want to get them. They want to give them some payback here. Atlanta, let's see if they're on a back-to-back. They are. They play Charlotte, like I just mentioned. They play Charlotte at Charlotte Saturday. But, I mean, they're going to be focused on this game. It's an NBA Cup game. They're 2-1. If they get to 3-1 and they win this, so they go to 3-1, they would have a chance to tie the Celtics and the Bulls for a 3-1 record. Oh, but the Bulls and the Celtics play tomorrow too, so one of those teams aren't going to go to 3-1. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. That Hawks +7 is kind of talking to me a little bit. Let's see what the over/under is. It's probably like monstrous. Let's 246.5. I mean, their last game was like 250 something, right, or 260. I kind of feel like that's still low. I kind of feel like that's going to go over. Probably going to stay off that total. Okay, next game, guys. Next game. We've got the New Orleans Pelicans at the Memphis Grizzlies. And this game is all about who's going to play for the Pelicans because they're on like an 8-game losing streak. I think it's 8 games now. Let me see. Only 6. Only 6. But they've lost, oh my gosh. They've only won 1 game out of their last 12. So they're 1-12 in their last 12. They're at Memphis. They don't play on Saturday, so they're rested. Have they played Memphis yet this season? They have not. This is their first meeting. Ja Morant is probable for Memphis, I believe. I believe I saw that. For New Orleans, Brandon Ingram's questionable. Trey Murphy III is questionable. Jordan Hawkins is questionable. I think they all play. I know Hawkins played last game, but I think Brandon Ingram and Trey Murphy are going to play. They sat out last game. So DeJounte Murray, CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Trey Murphy, and Missy, that's 4 starters. 4 of their day one starters are, or at least 3 of them, for sure 3 of them. I mean, I don't know if you probably put in Herb Jones over Trey Murphy, right? I don't know, maybe. And then obviously Zion Williamson. So, I mean, but they got starting guys actually in their lineup again. So that's something to think about for the Pelicans. If Brandon Ingram and Trey Murphy play, I can only look Pelicans. Only look Pelicans. Memphis, like I said, Ja Morant. Let me just make sure if I'm seeing this correctly. Should be probable. Yeah, he's probable. So he's going to play. It's an NBA Cup game. NBA Cup game. Let me see what the record is NBA Cup for these 2 teams here. We got Memphis at 0-2. Jeez, so they're out of it. The Warriors are 3-0 in that group. I mean, and then in order to make the other game, you'd have to go. Yeah, you basically have to win 3 games if you even want to make the wild card slot for the Cup. So they're really out. They really don't have really incentive to play this game. Pelicans are 1-2. This is their final one. They're not going to make it either. They're done. So it's just another basketball game for these 2 teams. And the total, let's see, the spread is at +11.5, +11. I'm going to be on the Pelicans, guys. I know it's not fun. I know they lost us money on Wednesday, but if all those guys play, which I think they do, Brandon Ingram and Trey Murphy and Jordan Hawkins, just need him coming off the bench too, just for a little bit of scoring. That's too high. And trust me, I love Memphis's team. I think that they are legit this year, for sure. For sure. The Memphis Grizzlies are legit. But let's see if they play Saturday first. But 11 points against a pretty healthy Pelicans team. No, they play at home Sunday. They play at home Sunday against the Pacers. So not a really important game there. But yeah, the one thing I really love in this game is the total. And over under 225, 224 and a half. Are you kidding me, guys? Are you kidding me? Like, I haven't been doing 4-unit plays for totals, but I'm getting a pretty good feel on some of these teams. And Memphis just wants to play fast. Like, that's all they want to do. They just want to play fast. Like, the other day when they played Portland, and even the other day against the Pistons, they played fast. And the Pistons are like a more thought of as a slower paced team. And that game got over. It needed a little bit of help at the end, but I mean, through 3 quarters, it was like pretty much a lock, and then it cashed. So I was on that, and it's because of what I saw against the Trailblazers and just in general this year. Like, Memphis has one of the fastest paced teams in the NBA. Like, they just go up and down the court. And I saw this when they were playing the Trailblazers. They literally were shooting the ball like at the end of the second quarter with like literally 16, 18 seconds on the shot clock. Like, they would just get the rebound, run down the floor, drive to the basket, or shoot. And I was like, my goodness. I was like, this team just doesn't care. They're just running up and down the court. And so Pelicans, they have Brandon Ingram, they have C.J. McCollum, Trey Murphy III, Jordan Hawkins. That's enough scoring there. And the Grizzlies just want to run. So I love that over 225. I'm sorry, any Memphis Grizzlies game should not be in the 220s. It should be in the 230s. So if we're getting the 220s, I think that's a huge, huge opportunity for us. I'm going to be on them for sure. Let me make sure I have that in my short list of notes. Let me go down to the NBA. Yeah, I do have it. I have it in there. Yeah, New Orleans is going to be able to score, guys. Like, if you saw New Orleans, they scored 110 points at Indiana. This is like a very similar game, but Memphis is going to be able to score even more than Indiana has, because Grizzlies, I'm telling you guys, people are that 225, that's a really awful number by the books. Any Grizzlies game needs to be in the 230s. I don't care who they're playing. Okay, next game. We've got the Los Angeles Clippers at the Minnesota Timberwolves. Line is -5.5 to Minnesota, which I think is crazy. And the over-under is at 215. And even though I think it's crazy, I'm still not going to bet the Clippers, because Minnesota has lost, 4 in a row now? They've looked awful. Well, not awful. I take that back. Not awful. They had a chance to beat Houston at the buzzer. They had a chance to beat Boston at the buzzer. And they laid an egg at Toronto. Okay, those 3 losses, that's not awful. It's not a disaster. Like, you would hope that you'd pull out one of those wins against Boston or Houston. Then they played a freaking desperate Sacramento Kings team that was on a 4-game losing streak themselves on a back-to-back. Sacramento was rested, and Sacramento was more desperate than Minnesota for a win, and Sacramento got the win. Sacramento's a very freaking highly competitive basketball team, guys. Those guys care about winning and losing. They care about that stuff. So I'm not surprised. They lost 3 games, 3 really good games to good teams, and then they lost to Toronto. They have 2 days off after this game, guys. So they're off Saturday, Sunday, and they're at home against the Lakers on Monday. This is also a national televised game, so the whole world is going to see what the Minnesota Timberwolves put on the court and how they respond to a 4-game losing streak. The Clippers are off a freaking, just, woohoo, we smoked the Wizards, Washington Wizards. We're, they're almost in a dream world right now. Oh yeah, we've been off since Monday. Really? They haven't played since Monday. I mean, you can count Wednesday, but the Wizards suck, guys. Oh my gosh, that team is are they worse than the Pistons of last year? I mean, honestly, they might be. Legitimately, they might be. I mean, that team is trash. So, yeah, anyway, sorry. So the Clippers, this is the last game of a road game of their 4-game road trip, and they're at home Sunday, so they're rested off of this game as well. And Norman Powell, I think, is questionable for this game. Let me see if Norman's going to play. Or is he out? He might be out. Let me see. If my computer will load. He's questionable. Yeah, he's questionable. I think he might play. He was questionable last game against the Wizards, and I legitimately thought he was going to play, and he did not. NBA Cup-wise, let's take a look here. Timberwolves are 1-2. Clippers are 1-1. So this game does mean a lot to the Clippers. If they can get this game and get to 2 wins, then potentially get to 3, they have a chance to make the NBA Cup knockout stage. So that is important. So Clippers have a thing, but what's more important is just the form of the Timberwolves, and they need this win, guys. And I think they get it. I do. I think they get it. Everybody's healthy for them. At home, national televised game. Clippers have been kind of going through cakewalk teams, except for Boston. Like, they whooped up on the Nets. They whooped up on the Wizards. Like, they're just kind of, they haven't been really tested on the road yet. And now you're going to go into, like, Minnesota. I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. I think Minnesota gets it done. I'm seriously considering betting Minnesota on that -5.5. Over-under wise is 215, like I said. And I kind of lean over. I kind of think Minnesota, well, I don't know. Clippers play slow, too. It's kind of a tough over-under. Like, initially, I would like under 215. But at the same time, the Timberwolves, they've been shooting pretty well this season. I could see them just lighting it up in, like, a really monster game for them, like, to snap their losing streak, and they just shoot incredibly well. Like, just come out and say, like, F it, we're tired of losing, let's put the ball in the basket and win the game. So I don't know. I'm gonna stay off that over under. All right, next game we have the Orlando Magic at the Brooklyn Nets, and Orlando's perfect in their group stage, right? Yeah, they're 2-0. They're 2-0. The Nets are 1-2. So this is an important game because the Knicks are going to win tomorrow, okay? Knicks are going to go to 3-0. They're going to beat the Hornets. I'm not even thinking twice about that. So the Magic have to win this game to go to 3-0. This is very important for them as well. Let's take a look at the line. It's -7.5. I'm mad at myself. That line opened up -4.5, and I should have bet it. I don't know why I waited. Dennis Schroeder is out now for the Nets. And I think, honestly, for the Nets, so this is their first game back off the West Coast road trip where they won every single freaking game, and I bet against them every freaking game. Really annoying. Well, no, they lost at Philly. But out west, they won. They beat Sacramento as a 10-point dog. They beat Golden State as a 10-point dog. And they beat Phoenix as like a 10-point dog. It's crazy. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And, like, I mean, if it's like the first time you're listening to this podcast, I love the Nets. I bet the shit out of the Nets, like, early in the season. Even before this road trip. I just thought this road trip was a great time to fade them. Like, I did. People were sitting out. Cam Thomas was out. I think Claxton was out a game. Ben Simmons was out a game. Like, I mean, they weren't fully healthy. Like, in theory, they didn't have their full team. Their bench sucks. So, like, bet against them. No, they said, F it. We'll win, and then we'll beat the teams by a lot. They beat the Warriors by 8. They beat the Suns by 10. Like, they're not just squeaking out little victories here, which is, it's crazy. It's crazy. Anyways, guys. Both of these teams are freaking hot against the spread right now. I think Orlando's covered like 11 of their last 12 games against the spread. And then the Nets have covered, they're only 3-2. They're only 3-4. Yeah, no, I mean, they could cover. They could cover. They have some against the spread wins that they could keep going to. But let's take a look at their depth chart, though, guys. Schroeder's out. Cam Thomas is out, too, I believe. I think Cam Thomas is out a week, maybe 2 weeks. Yeah, Schroeder's out. Cam Thomas is out. Yeah. Oh, dang. He'll be reevaluated in 3 weeks, Cam Thomas. So Cam Thomas is out. Okay. Noah Clowney's out. Day'Ron Sharp might come back soon. Jalen Wilson is questionable tomorrow. Nick Claxton is questionable. Cam Johnson is questionable. Dorian Finney-Smith is questionable. Even though Cam Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Claxton, they were all three questionable at Phoenix, and all three played, I believe. So I think all three of those guys play. So if we look at that, their front court is pretty much healthy. They have Ben Simmons, Nick Claxton, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Cam Johnson. Now, again, I'm just estimating that Cam Johnson, DFS, and Nick Claxton play because they were all questionable last game and they played. So just like forecasting, Ben Simmons, those three, and Zaire Williams, that's not awful. Like, that's really not awful. They have Trenton Watford off the bench, Shake Milton, Keon Johnson. Yeah, they don't have depth. And they also don't have, like, just the size to match up with Orlando. I think these two teams already played this season. I think they played in Orlando. I think Orlando smoked them. Let me see. Yeah, or they played in Orlando. Orlando smoked them by 15. So I like Orlando here, guys. I do. And, like, I trust me, I'm so annoyed of losing money against the Nets. But usually their first game back after a long road trip and their first day back was Thanksgiving. So, like, they're really enjoying themselves today. And then they wake up tomorrow. They have no shot in the NBA Cup. They're 1-2 in the NBA Cup. They're not doing anything there. So this game is not like a huge game for them. Orlando, this is a huge game for them. They need to go to 3-0. They need to go to 3-0 in this game. So I can only look Orlando. And then these two teams play again on Sunday. So no back-to-back for either of them. They play again at Brooklyn on Sunday. This game's big, though, for the Magic, guys. That -7.5, is that still what it's at right now? -7? There's a -7 out there. I like that. I think the Magic win by 10 here. I do. I think they try to, and just for like tiebreaker reasons, well, they do have the huge point differential. So that's more the reason to like the Knicks tomorrow. Because the Knicks, if they want to catch the Magic, they have to catch them the point differential. Well, no, they don't. Because the next game that they play each other, and whoever wins that game. So point differential literally doesn't really matter. So that is interesting. You put it like that. Like the point differential really does not matter because Knicks win. Well, for the wild card team, it does. So it does still matter. Because Pistons are 2-0, Bucks are 2-0, Bulls, Celtics, Hawks, they have a lot of scoring. So, yeah, I mean, they'll still look to score. They're fully healthy except for Gary Harris and Paulo Banchero. Yeah, I can only look Magic. I think I am going to get their first quarter, first half full game. Even though they're super scorching hot against the spread, I think they win by 10. I think they do. So that's the only way I could look for that game. Let's keep it moving, shall we? Okay, Pistons at the Pacers. Detroit basketball, baby. Okay, line is -6. -5.5, -6.5. A lot of different options there. All right, let's take a look at the totals. 229.5. Now, Cade Cunningham is questionable. And if you remember, okay, this is interesting, guys. I am pretty positive Cade Cunningham's going to play in this game. Why? Because Detroit is, what are they? They're 2-0. Like I just said, they're 2-0 in the NBA Cup. The Milwaukee Bucks are 3-0, so they need to catch Milwaukee. They need to win this game. And also just for tiebreaker purposes, like, you really need to win this game. You do. So, yeah. And then that'll be the last two teams they play. The Bucks and the Pistons would then play each other for the winner of the region. So, dang, this is a big-ass game for the Detroit Pistons, guys. The Pacers are 0-2. They have no shot of going back to the NBA Cup, even though they were the runner-ups last year. They have no chance. They're 0-2. Cade Cunningham is questionable. He hasn't played in like 4 or 5 games, so I do fully expect him to suit up. I mean, they're listing him questionable. I think they've been resting him on purpose for this game. And I think that they're going to get him, guys. Tobias Harris is questionable. I forget if he played or not last game against Memphis because he was questionable before that game too. I forget if he played or not. I don't think it really matters that much. I mean, Tobias Harris isn't moving the number for me that much. But let's check. Let's just check. Let's just check if he did real quick. Because they got smoked by Memphis. Not in the first quarter. They covered the first quarter, which is really annoying because they had Memphis first quarter, and then Memphis just steamrolled them after that. Okay, they do play Saturday at home against Philly. That'll be a great spot for Philly to finally get a win. I like that, especially if the Pistons win today. All right, let's see. Let's take a look if our boy Tobias Harris played or not. No, he did not. So maybe they were resting him a little bit for this game too. I'm willing to go out and say that Tobias and Cade Cunningham play tomorrow. So if you want to play doctor and you want to get the best line, you want to get a +6.5, get it now because once those two are ruled in, this line will probably go down to +4, +4.5. Let's take a look at Indiana and their health. I know Ben Shepherd's still out, Andrew Nembhard's still out, Neesmith is still out. They have depth issues, guys. They really do. Halliburton, McConnell, Quentin Jackson, Benedict Mathurin. The front court's fine. They got their starters and backups: Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner, Jarace Walker, and Obi Toppin. So front court's okay. It's just the guard play, guys. But they need those guards. Benedict Mathurin has been doing a really nice job in the absence of Neesmith and Nembhard. And obviously TJ McConnell's pretty good. It's not a disaster, but I mean, depth-wise, it's not good. Now they're on a 3-game win streak. This is the final 4th game of their home stand, and obviously, like I said, they're 3-0, but they've played nobodies. They play like the 3 worst teams in the NBA: the Wizards, the Pelicans, and the Trailblazers, and they have not covered a game. I think Washington was a push, or they won by half a point. Didn't cover New Orleans, didn't cover the Portland Trailblazers. And Portland was like winning, I think, the first quarter and first half. So they play Sunday at Memphis, so they're rested. I want to bet Detroit here, guys, but Indiana's been pulling out wins. It's kind of what they do, right? At home, like when they need a win, they pull it out. That's what they've been doing since last season. I don't want to overthink it. I think just Pistons +6 is safe money, honestly. But I don't know. Cade hasn't been playing, so is he going to mess up the rhythm? Something to think about, too. I mean, because he's so ball dominant, like they're going to change their style of play. Man, I'm probably going to stay off this game, guys. I want to bet it, but even though Indiana's out, I still think they turn up for this game because they haven't had an NBA Cup win yet. I'm probably going to stay off that game. It's a little weird to me. Okay, let's keep it moving. Oh, before I keep it moving with the podcast and the YouTube show, if you're listening, if you're listening now, please give the show a like. Follow me on Twitter at EasyMoneyWins. Comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm doing this all for free. It's all winning information. I'm up, 10 units year to date. So the $100 better would be up $1,000, right? And then if you're $1,000 better, you'd be up $10,000 right now. So, show some love. Doing this for free, guys. I appreciate y'all. Okay, next game. We have the feisty Toronto Raptors at the annoying Miami Heat. You know what? I don't say the hate word too much. I hate this Miami Heat team. I really freaking do. Okay? Had them -4. At least they pushed the other night at Charlotte. But had a -4. And Charlotte was down 15 points with like 5 minutes to go. And then Charlotte came back and they took the lead, I believe, and like at the very end. And then Miami had to take the lead back. And then I was just like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, all Charlotte has is LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller. All you have to do is score 100 points, and they would have covered. Because Charlotte can't score right now. They only scored 94 points. And that's with LaMelo Ball doing like stupid-ass step-back 3-pointers off one leg. Like, literally, off of one leg. So, This freaking Miami Heat team, guys, so freaking annoying. So yeah, so this is interesting. They play Toronto at Toronto on Sunday. So both of these teams play again on Sunday. And man, I hope Miami smokes them tomorrow, and then I will be on Toronto on Sunday most likely. But with that said, take a look. That line's +7 tomorrow, guys. I like Toronto, man. Scotty Barnes, this is like his 4th or 5th game back. So the chemistry is fine with him in there. Like, RJ Barrett's a good player. Jakob Poeltl's a good player. Scotty Barnes is a great player. Davion Mitchell's not bad. Agbaji, I don't know. He's hit or miss. Boucher on the bench. Like, is Bruce Brown going to play? Is he back? Let's see if Bruce Brown has a chance. He's ruled out. He's not going to play. And then Grady Dick is ruled out too. So, man, I like this Raptors team. Now, they did just beat the Pelicans, so that's not saying much. But, I mean, still on the road. It's hard to win on the road in the NBA. I'll give them credit there. They had a chance to beat Detroit. That was a good showing there, and that was on the second night of a back-to-back. And then before that, they lost to Cleveland, which was annoying. I was on the Raptors that game. And then they beat Minnesota and Indiana at home and almost beat Boston. So, like, their last 6 games, they could have won 5 out of those 6. They won 3 of them. Shoot, they could have beat Detroit the game before that, too. So, their last 7 games, they could have gone 6-1. I mean, all these games are close games. Lost by 4, lost by 3, won, lost by 2. Like, I don't trust Miami right now. I mean, they can't close games. I mean, look, they had to come back against Dallas at home. They had to come back against Philadelphia at home. And they smoked them in the second half, but they were losing the first quarter, first half against them. And, yeah, they only beat Minnesota by 1. Wizards don't count, guys. They don't count. That's not an NBA team. They beat the Pistons by 8, third game of the season, and they only beat the Hornets by 8, second game of the season. Literally, they have not won by double digits unless it was the Wizards and the Sixers, but they were having trouble with the Sixers in the beginning. So let's check the NBA standings, the group cup. Miami Heat are 1-2. Yeah, they're out of it. Like, this game don't matter to them, and the Raptors are 0-2. So like, these two teams are out of it, pretty much. Because one of the Bulls, Celtics, and Hawks, they will finish with 3 wins for sure. The Celtics are going to win today, and then either the Hawks or Celtics will finish with 3 wins for sure. I'm pretty positive on that. So, yeah, that's where the wild card will probably come out of the East, or the Knicks or the Magic. So yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, no shot. Heat have no shot to go to the knockout stage. They're done. Raptors are done. This game does not mean anything in terms of NBA Cup. So, I like the Raptors here, guys. +7.5 at Caesars right now. Might have to get there. I'm not going to get there with the first quarter, first half. I want to, but I'm not going to. Over-unders at 221. Over-under 221 in the Miami Heat game. And the Raptors play. I like that under a lot, actually. I like that under a lot. They've gone under this 3 out of their last 4 games. That was against much faster. Not really. Not much faster. On the road, I'm missing Grady Dick. I mean, they don't play defense, but they kind of have been playing a little bit of defense. I like that under, guys, under 221. I mean, I know friends don't let friends bet unders in the NBA Cup group stage, but these two teams have no incentive to get the tiebreaker and score points. They just need to try to focus on winning the game. Miami can't win by margin. I think it goes under 221. I like that under. I do like that under. Okay, let's go next game. How many games we got left? 3? 3 games left, guys. 3 games left. Let's knock them out. Got the Boston Celtics at the Chicago Bulls. Let's Take a look at the line. We got -10, -10.5 for the team in green. And let's see, the over-under is 241, 240.5. I like that over a lot, guys. Chicago's, I think, is officially the fastest paced team in the NBA. They don't give a damn about defense. All they give a damn about is chucking up three-pointers. That's all they care about. Let's see, these two teams played each other already. No, they have not. But, I mean, look at this, guys. Look at this. So, scored 127 at Washington. They gave up 133 to the Magic. Okay? Yes, that was on the second night of a back-to-back, but nobody played heavy minutes in Washington. It's not like an awful travel spot from Washington to Orlando. Orlando hadn't scored 130 points all season. Orlando just got done beating the Hornets like 99. They didn't even score 100 points against the Hornets defense. Like, I'm illustrating how bad Chicago's defense is. They don't care. They don't care. They just play fast. That's all they do. The game against Memphis, they gave up 142 points. They scored 136 against Atlanta. Like, somebody scoring 130 points tomorrow. That's what's going to happen. Somebody scoring 130 points tomorrow, guys. I'm going to be on this over. I really do. That and Boston needs tiebreaker stuff because Boston's still in the thick of it. They're 2-1. They go to 3-1 here. They will go to the top position in the group stage. It's their final game as well. So they only have a 14-point differential. So they're going to want to blow the Bulls out. Now, the other thing is, though, the Bulls are 2-1 as well. This is a big freaking game for the Bulls. So, oh, man, I'm all over that under. All over that over because the Bulls are going to freaking fight hard as crap. Like, if they're down 8, this is like an elimination game, essentially. Essentially, it's an elimination game. It is, because, like I said, either the Hawks or the Cavaliers will most likely have 3 wins. Hawks could get 3 wins tomorrow if they beat the Cavaliers. So, and then the Magic and the Knicks, they will most likely have 3 wins themselves. So this is essentially an elimination game. So the Bulls are down 8 with a minute left. They're going to start fouling. So that just screams points. Like, that total's probably most likely going to go over for sure. That's a play for me, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Okay. Sidewise, Boston is going to want to blow them out. But like I said, the Bulls at home, they're going to give a really good effort. I think that 10.5. Boston's off until Sunday at Cleveland. And then, the Bulls are off until Monday. So, yeah, they're going to be very rested. They're going to be ready to go. It should be a good crowd in Chicago. Man, I don't know if I have the courage to bet +10. But the Bulls are weird, guys. They'll lose by 15 or 20, or they'll win the game. And they alternate it. They have literally alternated the last, 12 games. Win-loss, 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 win-loss. They lost 2 in a row in between to Cleveland and Houston, but then they won at Detroit, and then lost to Milwaukee, then won against Atlanta, then lost to Memphis, then beat the Wizards, then lost to Orlando. That's what they do. So they give really good efforts off of losses. So only thing is Boston's in, we need to win this game big. So I don't know. That over's going to hit those guys. That over's going to hit. Bulls team total over. Boston's going to get to 130 in this game, guys. Okay, let's go to the next game. We got 2 games left, guys, and that's it. Then we get back to our Black Friday fun and win some bets. Okay, Thunder, the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Los Angeles Lakers. Jalen Williams for the Thunder is not on the injury report. He looks like he's good to go. And they got Isaiah Hardenstein still, Aaron Wiggins, Lou Dort, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander off the bench, A.J. Mitchell, Cason Wallace, Isaiah Joe, Kenrick Williams. They're good. They're good. Very healthy. Off 2 nice wins at Golden State and at Sacramento and against Portland. So they're on a 3-game win streak. They're back doing Oklahoma City Thunder things, playing well, playing good basketball. This is the other ESPN game tomorrow, guys. So this is another ESPN game, the Lakers at the Lakers. So they're off until Sunday at Houston, so they're rested. And let's take a look at the Lakers. I think everyone's good to go. They came out and made a statement. Not really a statement, but I mean a statement to, like, this isn't last year. If we look awful for 3 games and it's a back-to-back with travel, no, we're playing everybody. We're not sitting anybody. We're playing everybody, and we're going to go out there and we're going to take care of business against the Spurs and win the game. And I was right on that. Had a 4-unit play on the money line on the Lakers, and they came out. They did their thing, and now they're starting Dalton Knecht. So that starting lineup looks legit. Reeves, Knecht, Rui Hachimura, Lebrano, and Anthony Davis. So, like, it's great. And then D'Angelo Russell on the bench, Gabe Vincent, Max Christie, Cam Reddish, Jackson Hayes. I think he's going to play. I think he's probable. So, Dalton Knecht is on the injury report. Let's see what's going on with him. I think he's probable too. Yeah, he's probable. Knecht and Anthony Davis is probable. Oh, Jackson Hayes is doubtful. Okay, and then Bronny James is out with a heel issue. Bronny James, come on, man. Can't be getting hurt. You don't even play. All right. So, schedule-wise for the Lakers, they're off until Sunday. They're at Utah, so they started a road trip, 4-game road trip. So, I mean, but they're focused, man. They're focused because both of these, this game's really good. Both these teams are, what, 2-0? Let me see. No, they're 2-1. That's right. That Suns game was a NBA Cup game. So the Spurs are 2-1 in that group. Suns are 2-1. And the Lakers are 2-1. But the Lakers have a minus 16 point differential. That's not good. Thunder are 1-1. I think I'm going to bet the Lakers, guys. I think I watched the Thunder the other night, and they look tired. Let me see. They look tired in that one. Let me see. They haven't played each other this year, the Lakers or the Thunder have. Let me see last year what they did. Did Oklahoma City sweep them? Let's see. Let's see, guys. Oh, the Lakers. They lost. No, they lost their last meeting at Los Angeles. They lost 2 in a row. Oh, they lost all 3. Oh, no. They played 4th time. They won. They won the first meeting last year. So they're 1-3 last season. I like the Lakers tomorrow, guys. I think they match up well against Oklahoma City. Pretty sure I'm going to be on the Lakers tomorrow. See what that over-under is. It's at 230. I like it over. I do like that over. LA plays with pace. It's going to be good crowd energy, too. I like that over. I do like that over. All right, last game of the night. We have the Sacramento Kings at the Portland Trailblazers. Let's see what the line's at. Minus 4.5. So I'm on this game, guys. It's a 4-unit play for me on the Sacramento Kings. And just flat out, Portland's not good. And Sacramento is very good. So, like, I see this as, like, Sacramento should be minus 7. And the reason that they're not is because they've been, like, 1-4 in their last 5 games. And they haven't looked good. But they looked great at Minnesota when they had to get a win. And they got it done. So that's impressive. That shows me, like, hey, they're ready now. Like, let's settle in and let's go after it. So they'll be without DeMar DeRozan, but they're rested. They don't play until Sunday against San Antonio at home. So let's see, they beat Portland already at home this year by 13. So, I mean, they got enough there, guys. And they still got De'Aaron Fox. They still got Keegan Murray, Domantas Sabonis, Malik Monk. Like, Jay Crowder gave good minutes the other day. That was like his first game in the Kings uniform. They got Herter and Keon Ellis. Like, they're fine. They're fine, guys. They're fine. All right, let's see. For the Portland side, they got injury stuff for sure. Anthony Simon, Shaedon Sharpe, they're healthy. Kamara, healthy. DeAndre Ayton's not on the injury report. Scoot Henderson's not on the injury report. So, I mean, they're good. They look good. Jeremy Grant, let's see. I think he has an illness. No, his knee. He's doubtful for Friday. So, he's doubtful. Robert Williams is still in concussion protocol. He's doubtful. So yeah, I mean it's the same guys. I mean, and look, so Portland's been giving good efforts, right? They've been giving good efforts on the road, on their 5-game road trip. But this is their first game back, and like I said, this is what I said, guys. Like first game back off of a road trip, I'm looking to fade you anyways because you're back at home. You haven't been at home in like 2 weeks. You got wife, you got dogs, you got friends, you got family. It's Thanksgiving, like. You just got back. Think if you get back from a vacation, guys, right? Like, your head's kind of like, whoa, I'm back home. I'm in my house. Oh, I got to do this. Oh, I got to do that. Like, real life kind of sinks in. Like, they're humans too. They're people too, right? Like, they got stuff that they need to do day to day that they need to maintain their house. And it was Thanksgiving. So, it's just a lot going on there. I don't like that for them. And then now they're playing a really, really good team. And, I mean, they've been getting smoked, guys. I mean, they've been covering spreads, but they've been getting smoked. So like they lost by 7 to Indiana, couldn't close that out after like winning in the fourth quarter, I think. Memphis, they lost by 30 again, or close to it, 25. They did beat Houston, that was impressive. But then the night before that, they got smoked by Houston. And then Oklahoma City, they fought tough in the first quarter, first half, but then they lost the game by 10. So like they're not closing. They're not closing these games. So they're giving me only 4.5 points for Sacramento to cover. I think they do. I think they win by 10 tomorrow. I think they get another great win. Sacramento does. So over under is at 223. I like Kings team total over. I don't trust Portland to score. I mean, they barely score 110. They barely score 105 points. I mean, look at this, guys. This is crazy. I looked at this the other day. So obviously they scored 114 against the Pacers, but of course that's the Pacers. They play with pace and they play no defense. Before that, scored 98, 104, 88, 99, 110. But again, or 114, but again, that was against Atlanta. 106 against Minnesota. Like, game before that, they won with us 122 points. Okay, any NBA team can have a good shooting night, like, randomly. But before that, Memphis, 89 points, 102 points, 105 points. Like, this team has trouble scoring 105 points. The Kings score 110 points in their sleep. So just looking at that, I mean, Kings are going to get to 110. I don't know if Portland's going to get to 105 or even 106. So give me the Kings, guys. 4-unit play. I'm all over it. I will be on the first quarter, first half for the Kings. And I like this card tomorrow, guys. I think this is another money-making day. Let's have a monster day. Let's win every single freaking game on the board tomorrow, guys. Let's do it. Let's have like a 20-unit, 30-unit monster day tomorrow. All right, guys. That's it. Appreciate y'all for listening. Let's keep winning bets.